How are you guys doing? Good. This is called Piston Shoes. On that morning walk to class through that freshly cut grass, you are a king amongst the parliament of naysayers. A moon kid floating over the tops of bullshit sprayers. Everybody snickers as you walk by. With your high-wadded pants and your wrinkled tucked-in uniform dress shirt, not to mention those fucked up Chuck Taylors with dirt riddled on the sides and rips erupting from the rest, sir. Don't you know that that grass is wet, sir? Yes, sir. Dial your confidence up to 11 and waltz into that middle school classroom because you're 20 minutes late to class, but 7 minutes into the soothing serenade of Stairway to Heaven. Say what's up to the homies, make that cute girl in your class laugh, and sit high on your throne of prepubescent self-righteousness, but I beg you, don't let the other kids tear you down. No matter what they say, I implore you to endure, because these walls you've built so strong are so hard to rebuild after they've crumbled. A part of me wants to tell you to be whatever you need to be strong. Be arrogant, be cocky, be stupid, be selfish, but don't let them in. Don't let them hurt you. Don't let them dilute your beautiful, convoluted delusions of grandeur. But at the same time, I need you to know that the safest path is not always the best one. Sometimes you need to open up to people for your benefit and maybe for theirs. And when you're unsure of who to let in or who to help or who to talk to, I want you to think of Jonathan. Oh, now you remember Jonathan, don't you? He was weird, like you. He was different from the other kids, like you. He was not very good with people, unlike you. He couldn't make people laugh or talk his way out of things or understand when he was beginning to annoy people. He was a really nice kid, unlike you. I mean, sure, you were his friend. You said hello to him in the hallways. You even stood between him and Nathan, the popular athletic kid who tried beating him up one morning for getting on his nerves. And you wore that on your chest as a badge of honor. Alex, the defender of the downtrodden. But let me ask you, tough guy, how many times did you sit down and eat lunch with him? When you saw him eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches alone and saw kids making fun of him from a distance, what was his family like? I know you saw his mom at all the back-to-school nights and open houses wondering how she felt about her son, the bully too old to act so young weird kid who snarled like a dinosaur in the 6th grade. You've known this kid since elementary school, but you've never known him because you never took the chance to get to know him. So why would you do it? Why would you, the wisecracking, self-centered smartass, risk getting your ass kicked for a guy you didn't even know? Was it because it was the right thing to do? Or was it because, despite everything, despite the oceans of confidence that you cloaked yourself in, despite the jokes you made about yourself before the bullies got a chance to, despite the mile-high walls of reinforced arrogance you built to keep people out, you saw a bit of yourself in Jonathan. A piece of yourself that you locked away and sequestered in a safe because no one can scare you if they don't know you get scared. When I look at you, I don't see a confident man with a steady gaze and a strong chin looking back at me. I see sad, delicate green eyes fixed on the ground. I see teardrops running down chubby cheeks and landing on the dry pages of your favorite book. I see a young boy who was terrified of confrontation and whose hands shook when kids made fun of him, and boy, did they make fun of him. But I also see big arms wrapped around you. They belong to a barrel-chested man you named Dad. I hear the two phrases that you etched onto your heart the moment they left his lips. One, you gotta have thick skin to live in this world, and two, this world belongs to you, kid. These words don't sound like much, but they meant everything to a sad little boy. They were the mortar and brick with which you recreated yourself. You pulled yourself up and learned to look people in the eyes. You built armor as strong as Kevlar and twice as synthetic, and you slowly but surely learned to love yourself. I don't know if Jonathan had a dad like yours. I don't know if he had anyone to pick him up when others pushed him down. But whenever I remember him, I think that you could have done more to help him. If you had reached out to him more, if you had shown him that you understood his struggle, that you had gone through his struggle, maybe things would have been different. Maybe he wouldn't have pulled scissors out of his back pocket thinking that was the only way he could protect himself. Maybe he wouldn't have gotten expelled in the 6th grade. Maybe you would still know him to this day. Maybe he would have had a friend.